Okay, let's do a quick recap of what we did last class in building the perfume bottle. I will do this pretty accelerated. So we'll create a rectangle. Center rectangle is good. On the bottom plane from the center, and then this is 17 by 71 millimeters. Very good. So the whole object is actually, let's see, 94 millimeters tall. We need to create now the top sketch. We can simply make a new construction plane, 94 millimeters, very good. Then we create a new sketch on this construction plane and simply project the whole sketch upwards. There's no point to draw this again because we have this drawn already. Very good. Now we need to create the mid sections. And this will require another offset from the ground again up. Let's say 26 millimeters. Okay, very good. We make a sketch on here. We will project only these left and right edges in. This is all what we need, because this actually remains the same, and now between these endpoints we have to create our arcs. So go to the 3-point arc, click, whoops, nope, repeat, click, and we just drag it out there and there and drag it out. The distance is 12.25 millimeters. So we press D, click the midpoint, click there, and then you see that goes to the midpoint here. That's not good. So press D, then right click. You see we can select tangent. That's what we want. So from the midpoint to tangent on this arc, that should be 12.25. Nice. To make these two arcs the same, we could add another dimension, or we could simply say, well, this arc is equal this arc. Done. Very good. If we then go to loft these things up, you see that here I want the surface to go back, but it does not do that. So this means I need another sketch. So a fourth one. We do a construction from this, maybe 5 millimeters up. Another sketch, then we press P and simply project these edges in. No reason again to draw this by hand again, because we can just reuse the previous step. Then if we do a loft, click, 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 whoops, not point, sketch. There we are. Very good. Now the shape, how this bellies up, we can essentially define with where is this and where's this other construction plane, height-wise. Very good. So the next step is we want to create on this face and this face cavities. We only need to do this once, because then we can use the mirror command. So new sketch on this face, press O for offset, this one in, and let's say 2.5 meters, 2.25. Yeah, very good. Go extrude, select this face, minus 1.5, and cut into it. This we would like to repeat on the other side. We do this via the mirror command, but select feature. So this feature, we mirror along this plane. There we are. In case you do not see this cut, then actually your initial sketch here is not centered, and it's off center. At this point now, we can split actually our object. So can go to here, make a sketch here, and then I just press R for a rectangle, draw myself a rectangle, press D, this should be 2 millimeters, and then distance to the bottom, that is 52. Very good. So with the sketch, we can cut both ways. And that actually will split this body. There we have 2. Very good. Body 1 we can hide. We don't need it for the moment. All these I select and press V to hide. Then a new sketch on this plane. Press O to offset this inwards by 2 millimeters. Very good. These 2 blue lines I would like to be 1 millimeter more inside. I can't do an offset because this would not touch actually these lines. So I press L, draw from there to there line. I do this on purpose cricket, because what I will do now is say parallel this line to here. And then I press D and say 1 millimeter. With parallel, you see these lines are parallel. Then I can draw a line here to there. Say parallel U to there. And also size-wise be equal to this one. So no dimensions needed. This now we can extrude up. Let me see how much that was actually. One second, there I have it. So that is 5.5 millimeters. Cool. Now we have to create the dispenser. I will create another sketch. And on this plane again. Now I would like to know where does this surface intersect with the sketch. So I go to Sketch, Intersect, this surface. You see then we find this blue line. Very good. Then I just draw myself here some stuff. Okay, make sure everything is perpendicular to these lines, or horizontal, vertical. This point here, I snap to the midpoint. Very good. This is 20.5. Then, nope, not this one. This one is 6. This is also 6. And then from here to here, that is 7.5. Very good. Now this does actually an extrusion, a revolve, but I want to cut also into this body. So I could specify this inside the sketch already by adding another line below here. There. All these lines again, they are parallel. And then let's say this is actually 5 millimeters. Very good. And we will go to revolve. Select this lower section, the upper section, revolve around this axis, 360. Very good. So we did the cut. Let's do another revolve, lower section, upper section, the axis, and then instead of join, because we would fill it back in, we just say new body. There. Very good. Okay, so now at this point, we have all the geometry created to cut the space out of this upper part. So we go to combine and say U minus this one and this one. Okay. And I forgot to turn on keep tools, but you see this is all gone. So right click, edit feature, and say keep tools. So now we can do some of the offsets. So this we hide, and this we hide. Very good. All these sketches we hide. Let's select the press pull, and we select this, these two faces, and everything here, because we want to expand that surface by minus 0.25. It's basically each direction, which means we add 0.5 millimeter of a gap. That, for example, will help us when this is inserted, that the different parts don't touch each other. Let's do a section view. There we can see the nice gap. Very good. Okay. The main reason also why, for example, we built these individual is for prototyping purpose. We could do different designs and then simply pop them in there. At this point now, let's do the filleting. This is the last design step. Your millimeter is good for that one. Let's do another rounding here. I will select all these edges, maybe millimeter, okay. And let's set the type to setback. And you can see actually what type of corner you get. It's pretty nice. Okay, good. We could also round actually this corner 0.5. So it's a little bit nicer. Good. The sides we have to round. So we will do not a setback command. Here I will just select all this by 0.5. And you can see this looks maybe okay from this view, but if we look from here, this looks terrible. So I will show you now another different filleting strategy. We do this in 2 passes. So this edge and this edge, this and this, and then the same for the top. There. This one and this one, 0.5. Very good. So we pre-round those corners, and then via the fillet command we can select this edge and this edge 0.5, and there we see we do this rounding, and maybe not 0.25, let's say we go with 0.25, not 0.5, so that this still remains nicely round. In this case here you can see this is too tight. Okay, so we can add more edges to it. Control or the Apple key you have to press, and you can add more edges to that fillet command and round all these at the same time. Very good. Now I would like to do the same on the outside, and I don't want to necessarily add more fillet commands. So here I will edit this feature and then simply add my vertical lines. There, see, this is all rounded now. Very good. And then here, edit feature, and then here we just add the top parts to it. In terms of design structure, we can see this is very easy to read. We did some sketches and construction planes. We did some extrusions, more sketches, revolve. We did some cutting, expanding, and then at the ends, we do all the fillets. The fillet commands are also very slow, so we want to not have those in between. And I cancel. I want to add actually this to it. Oh, this has to be now one last fillet at the end. That's the reason why I couldn't select this tangent stuff there. Very good. Okay, so pretty much this is all designed nicely. Last thing left are actually the space fillers. So we go extrusion, select these two faces, 0.5 millimeters as a new body. Very good. Let's hide those. So this is rounded. These here are not rounded. So let's do this quickly. So you, 0.25. Very good. And then one last repeat there and there, 0.25. Okay. Good. Dum dum dum. You see that nicely fit in there. We can mirror them over, modify, no, create mirror feature. We can just select bodies. So then this body and this body, we mirror over across that plane. And there we are. Perfect. Very good.